So a few weeks ago, I made a video on the trailer of Extraction 2 and it just came out. I just watched it. Um I'll say it delivered, it for me. I remember watching Extraction 1, so I knew it wouldn't be the same thing because you already have a feeling of what you're going to be watching and you want to see how do they continue. And it's nice seeing like we get in the beginning a phase of him coming back, him recovery. But the one thing that I like that they've done with this is they haven't pretended that it's not a movie. You already know it's a movie. This is not some superhero, superhuman or somebody with an agenda. This is a movie about just fun, about making movies once again. And I think that's what makes Extraction a little bit interesting. When you look at Liam Hemsworth, the main thing that comes with him is you remember Thor, you remember him from the Avengers, but this just feels different. This feels like something in which he can be himself, bringing out that Australian twang every time he's like mate in the movie, like but I feel like that might have limited them because like you're like, man, every time you say it's made to the kid, it doesn't make sense, but anyway, he says it. The main things that I want to talk about, when I watch movies that always catch my eye is always the cinematography. In this one, the coloring, I feel like what they did is they went with it feels it has this texture to the picture that is not, it feels like the contrast was pulled out, and it doesn't feel to me as much saturation. Like there is much saturation within the video, everything that you're watching, which is a feeling that you get. But for me, it also feels like it's a Hollywood stereotype of that side of Europe, like the Middle Eastern Europe, where because it's based in Georgia, and you get this feeling that they were going for that touch. But the one thing also that I carried out of this movie, which is something that I spoke about in the John Wick movie, it's like they just go and they're writing the script, all right, dialogue, action. And it gets to a point sometimes where the action just doesn't feel justified. It gets to a point where the action just feels so much, but it's a reminder for me of what movies used to be like when I was growing up in the 2000s. I remember watching Van Damme movies or watching Sylvester Stallone movies where it was these war movies that made no sense, but they were just fun to watch. I feel like that's what Extraction falls into. I remember in Extraction 1, it almost felt like you're watching a video game come alive. That's what I also assumed we were going to get from the trailer. Whoever made the trailer for Extraction, man, he needs to go to jail. That person, man, come on. Where you gonna play with our feelings like that? Like the pacing of the movie is slow, is just right. The storytelling is just there, it's different from the expectation that you get from the trailer. I would say outstanding performances all around. I feel like the way the main, like his supporting character, the lady, the way she acted in this movie is so touching. Like the emotional beats hit at the right point. But I feel like for his character, for Liam Hemsworth, this character like Tyler Rake, it's difficult to be an anti-hero sort of, but also funny, which I feel like they try to do in this movie, and it comes across sometimes like it's cheesy or it doesn't come across at all. But then because it's Liam Hemsworth and it's something that we've come to expect from him, it carries out, it permeates throughout the movie, and I feel like he does a very fantastic job. Everybody in the movie pulls their weight, the villains. It's just crazy. When you're thinking about the villains like the Nagaza family, you're like, what drives them is this bond. And as someone who's already done a video on Fast Furious, everything is about family. In this one, everything is about family as well. This is about a man who goes to somebody's house and kills a brother, and they have to get their revenge. So I just felt like when I was watching it, it reveals that, and you get to see that passion of a big brother, or in this case, yeah, I think it was the big brother who loses his little brother despite his little brother's flaws, which is something he doesn't accept. He has to seek revenge for his brother, even though it's going against the main hero. And I feel like the protagonist had the antagonist had a very good goal that he was going to seek out, but I liked how just unrealistic it is. You got planes flying around, you got people getting shot in high-rise buildings. Like, yo, this would never happen in real life, which it shouldn't. It should happen in a movie. This is where this type of thing should be occurring, and I feel like they hit it. The Russo brothers and everything that they touch, for me, always seems to be gold. I think these guys just know how to write movies, and movies that I want to watch. In terms of the cinematography, there's a lot of handheld shots. There's a lot of movement in it, in the shot. They did one thing that I don't like, which is direct focus, but I understand why people do it. Which just helps push the story forward. Extraction 2 is a I think it's not really like a must watch. I wouldn't say put it on your top 5 neat things to watch this year, but I think if you need something that's just good storytelling, that's just good action, that's just good pacing, that's just good everything that you require, Extraction 2 is something that I would say you should definitely go watch. Let me know what you think of it in the description below. See you next time.